lacking the vast resources of well-funded giants like Ford, GM and Nissan. According to a recent report, the automaker has said it will continue to develop automated functions on its own, tapping outside technology as needed. The company also has plans to develop an all-electric model this year, but will use technology developed by Toyota for a plug-in hybrid model whose planned release is 2018. Tetsuo Onuki, Chief General Manager at Subaru's Technical Research Center, said, "We're not aiming to develop driverless cars. What we're trying to do is make driving safer for people." That leaves us, for the moment, with Subaru's fleet of ICE, internal combustion engine, vehicles. Two recent testers were the 2017 Impreza Sport and the little firecracker, the BRZ. Let's take a look. Subaru's Impreza has been completely redesigned for 2017. That's reason enough to check out this tried-and-true badge, so popular with the Birkenstock crowd who sing its practical praises, well over its snow prowess and, gently, now, off-road ability along with its deceptively large interior space. So what if it's got almost no power, with its dinky 152 horsepower engine? Unless you're talking about the turbocharged WRX, Subaru nuts aren't looking for speed. Good, because when you step on the accelerator of the Impreza Sport, you can almost hear the engine laugh. Other than that, we love this car. The 2017 Subaru Impreza comes as a 4-door sedan or a hatchback. Ours was the sedan. It comes in 2.0i base, premium, sport and limited trim levels. The good news for 2017 is that they've moved the wheels farther apart, making an already roomy vehicle even more spacious for your groceries, lumber, drum set or hounds. The tech features are more mod, if not state-of-the-art quite yet. Go for the premium trim if you can swing it, as it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as does the base model, but it also adds Subaru's Starlink services and standard roof rails. The premium also comes with safety features such as blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert. New options too included a better-than-okay Harman Kardon sound system, adaptive cruise control and reverse automatic braking. We happen to have the most exciting Impreza to test, the Sport, which brought 18-inch alloy wheels, LED running lights, a unique suspension tuning, keyless entry and ignition, an 8-inch touchscreen display, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, a Harman Kardon audio system and active torque vectoring for improved traction. The Sport also comes with a 5-speed manual transmission, should you want that old-school feel. The Impreza Sport looks more expensive than it is. We like that. Our tester also came in red. We like that too. Mileage is outstanding for an ICE vehicle, 27 mpg in city driving, up to 36 on the highway, depending on your driving habits. The bottom line is it does more things right than not, it's popular, and worth the $21,995 or so they're asking for it. This was our first BRZ, despite the model already being 5 years old, and we found it a fun, zippy, noisy, inside and out, little can-do sportster, perfect for someone desiring a sports car without the hefty price tag or much power beyond the basics, though the optional performance package helps. It's been described as well-balanced, a fair term, and its horsepower's been increased this year by 5, bringing us to a total of 205 via a 2.0-liter, Flight 4 engine. The trick to keeping your speed up is high revs via its 6-speed manual gearbox, but getting the car to get a move on is like getting a 3-year-old to put on his shoes. In theory, it can be done, but it might take a while. One interesting and useful nod to Sport, though, is the new track setting, allowing you to control drifts should you desire, but with stabilizing software in place to prevent any unintended spinning. A performance package comes with the aforementioned manual transmission, Brembo brake calipers and larger rotors. Sachs shock absorbers and 17-inch, black aluminum alloy wheels. A limited trim option includes Sachs dampers, Brembo 4-piston front calipers with 2-pot fixed clampers in the rear, larger 12.8-inch front and 12.4-inch rear brake rotors and 0.5-inch wider wheels to accommodate the bigger braking system. It's rear-wheel drive, with no AWD option. Inside, there's a legroom for 4, but as usual with some small Sportsters, the back seat's better suited to your dog, or stuff. The new steering wheel's pleasingly mauve, and the front seats are well bolstered, lending a feeling of confidence. The market for zippy, rear-wheel driven, relatively inexpensive Sportsters, the BRZ starts at around $26,000, isn't all that extensive these days, making the BRZ a good choice, especially when up against Toyota's 86.
Nissan will unveil push-button automatic parking on the second-generation Leaf electric car as a new upgrade to its ProPilot autonomous driving system. The feature will allow the Leaf to self-park in parallel, angled, front-in and straight-back-in spots by automatically taking over the accelerator, braking and steering, Nissan said. Dubbed ProPilot Park, it builds upon the base functions already included in Nissan's ProPilot systems on sale in Japan in the Serena family van and X-Trail crossover, known as the Rogue overseas. Nissan said the addition of self-parking liberates drivers from one of the most tedious, and at times the most challenging, tasks of driving and gives you confidence to park perfectly. Nissan's ProPilot system is the first of a 3-stage ramp-up to urban autonomous driving in 2020. ProPilot enables single-lane semi-autonomous driving in highway conditions. It uses self-steering to keep the vehicle centered in the lane and guide it smoothly around curves. As part of its intelligent mobility strategy, Nissan plans to build upon ProPilot with a more advanced system due around 2018 that will allow automated driving across multiple lanes. The rollout will culminate in a sophisticated autonomous system that will allow intersection autonomy by around 2020. That function will allow cars to navigate city intersections and urban traffic without driver intervention, Nissan promises. Nissan had previously said the redesigned Leaf would get ProPilot. But this week's announcement details the system's further enhancement with automatic parking. The Japanese car maker previewed how ProPilot Park works in an animated demo video. The driver cruises a lot for a parking spot, chooses a space and then presses the auto park button. The car does the rest, piloting itself with sonar and cameras. Hold down the ProPilot Park button with just one finger and glide effortlessly into your selected spot, the video says. You get total confidence that even parking in the tightest space is completely automated and stress-free. The video concludes by saying it will arrive with the new Leaf that premieres September 6th.
It might seem a bit on the nose at first, but Australia's first poo-powered car could be a new driving force behind a fleet of eco-friendly cars. Australia's first Poo car, which belongs to Queensland Urban Utilities, will be on display at this year's RACQ Motorfest on Sunday, July 9 at Eagle Farm Racecourse. Queensland Urban Utilities spokeswoman, Michelle Cull, said they expected the Poo car to stand out among the hundreds of prestige and vintage vehicles on display. The car runs on electricity generated from sewage at our Oxley Creek sewage treatment plant, she said. We're converting the waste from 300,000 people into electricity, to run both this electric car and our sewage treatment plant. By harnessing the power of Poo, we're not only reducing our operating costs but helping the environment by using a cleaner, greener energy source. The electricity used to charge the car, a Mitsubishi innovative electric vehicle, IMEV, is produced by a cogeneration unit at the treatment plant. Cogeneration involves capturing the biogas produced from sewage, then using it to drive an engine which creates electricity. The car plugs into a 240-volt power point, charges overnight and has a range of up to 150 kilometers. It would cost around $1,900 a year to fuel a similar-sized petrol-powered car, Ms. Cull said. We're also reducing our greenhouse gas emissions because we're using a renewable energy source. This is just the first step. In the future, we're hoping our entire fleet may one day be powered by Poo. The Poo car will be on show at the Queensland Urban Utilities stand at RACQ Motorfest from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m, where staff will also be giving away turn-to-tap reusable water bottles. We'll also have our hydration station there so people can top up their water bottles, she said. Reusable water bottles are a better choice for the environment than single-use plastic water bottles, which can end up in our waterways. Turning to tap is also better for your hip pocket as tap water costs less than 1 cent per liter compared to up to $3 per liter for bottled water.